friends playing there while coaching and playing, and it's hard for me to not be biased towards them, but at the same time I see this Fnatic lineup, I see these very easy, well, not super easy to execute combinations, but you have the Empower with the PA, you have DJ on his Rasta, like he just loves playing that hero, and then you have the Empower with the Ember too, versus the Terrorblade that always worked. So it is definitely gonna be a fun game to watch, whichever way it goes.
Very hyped for sure, but we already get the rune pickup. It's going to get split between Fnatic and VP.
Let's see MP on that safe lane versus Pasha. And alright, Pasha should be fine here, considering you have Rubik's. Usually what you do with Rubik is you just get that Fade Bolt here and you spam it on the PA. He will have to last it with his first spell, with the dagger. And that's gonna give obviously the Panda and the Rubik some stick charges, so it's gonna make the lane even more easier for them. You can see that Rubik already has one. Roger bought that stick. And jabs, like, I don't know if the panel mentioned it, but they allowed this Oracle to go through, and this Oracle isn't that great versus Shadow Demon. I discussed this with Fogged earlier. Like, that Shadow Demon with the ultimate cancels all healing once the false promise is on a target, so you can't really rely on that false promise to be the saving grace for a hero every single time.
And that's kind of the perk of having this Oracle, is the fact that, you know, you're going to be able to stay as far back as possible generally, because you don't want to end up, you know, being the first target. But decent amount of harass getting thrown over here onto Roger.
He has been zoned out a little bit, has to move back. Heal up. Ramsey's at the same time on the top lane, only one CS so far. Even with that Metamorphosis, that's a bad lane to be in. You have the Rasta. That hero has one of the highest damages early on. Base attack damage of his is 76, I believe, level 1, and then you add the Empower onto that. It's very hard to last it against him. Oh, Roger, you're a bit...
Yeah, they did a little bit of jump over there looking at Pasha, but Roger needs to TP himself out. They know that they have nothing to cancel it, so should be able to just get himself back. Not a problem.
Not a huge
And they've got their eye on Solo here, though. He's already used the Disruption. Ice is just going to throw out some more harass. Maybe block this camp over here so it doesn't spawn.
Yeah, just body blocking it a little bit, not allowing the Terrorblade to have a good time on that top lane. You can see he has 6 CS right now.
But that's typically one of those heroes that's going to end up just going to the jungle anyways, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's usually what happens. I believe Rubik is going to be the one that takes over the lane if Ramses goes to the jungle. You just love Terrorblade because of that, as he allows one more support. Oh, are they going to be able to body block him here?
I'm not sure. They're going to try the skewer out. DJ going to just TP himself away.
At the same time, Solo...
Solo's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He should be fine. Yeah, he's completely fine there. Roger, however...
It's a lot of harass being placed on this Rubik, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, the PA, she just wants to farm, just wants to hit creeps.
Yeah, the thing is, once they use these nukes onto him, he uses Fade Bolt and they deal like 30 damage each. They're basically creeps versus this Rubik, so he's fine with trading last. He's
got to watch out, though, too. Once they hit the level 3 over on that Oracle, we'll get the 2 points in that Purifying Flames plus the purging of it. That does a lot of damage.
That becomes a bit more difficult, especially with the low cooldown. Purifying Flames.
Well, looks like the skewer comes back here. Ramses has to walk himself away. They do have that hold on to him. DJ, is he going to be able to get the first blood? Ramses is going to get it.
Oh, he manned up right there and he gets the first blood on the Rasta. Yeah, he dies afterwards, but I think he's fine with it. He was... Basically what this does is it sends him to the fountain, gives him some gold, and he also manages to buy his items and some more regen, comes back fresh to the lane.
Right. Definitely, you know, knowing the limits on your hero sort of thing there.
Well, having some luck as well with the aggro from the tower.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
Yeah, it was clutch. It was so close. We can see DJ just stacking right now. They have this Magnus and the PA. I believe it's on VP to punish this. You cannot allow them to stack and just have a bunch of stacks across the map. PA or Ember can farm them. You need to contest those.
Got Jabs making his way over. Means there's going to be the purge, and that's an easy kill here for Abed. But the TP rotation coming out from Roger, going to throw out a little bit of harass onto Jabs.
Yeah, that lift right there. That's why no one is killing lift any longer. Everyone is going for the aura. Level 1 lift is just garbo. It lifts you up and down in a matter of half of a second is just not a disable. Have to mention that Pango suffers versus Roots a lot, and they have plenty on the side of Fnatic. You have the Purge, you have Ember, then you have the Hex and the Shackles. There's a lot of control on the side of Fnatic.
Well, it's going to be very, very important to go and lock down, especially as it gets later into the game. This Terrorblade's going to be an issue, as well as, you know, there's actually so many heroes, right, that really, you know, they need to get these ultimates off in these fights. You need to get the split.
They have a lot of control, but at the same time, Panel mentioned you as well said that VP, they have an amazing team fight, and it's on Pasha to be that frontliner, to pop his ulti and just create so much space for his team, create chaos so that these heroes can't really lock you down. Shackles, you can't really hold them if there's a Panda stunning you, lifting you up in the air all the time.
And then on top of that, you've got the Pangolier, of course, who's going to be rolling around, creating a lot of just chaos throughout the entire fight. Got to watch out for the saves from Disruption. And Rubik, if he gets anything good, you know, God forbid he gets that RP.
I mean, even just stealing Empower is so good, honestly. Like, PA is your to-go hero once you have the Magnus, right? It's PA or Jug. But Terrorblade is just as strong. And if you steal that Empower, you give it to him, he's gonna have a fun time farming too. What do we got? He's moving towards that Javelin on Pango. Gonna...
6 minutes coming. Will they be able to grab jabs? No.
Double damage. Oh, if they only knew, they would have went for that kill 100%. With the double damage, they actually do have the necessary firepower to take down the Oracle.
So Ramsey's just focused on farming. Just trying to get back up there. He's at 27 and 3 right now.
Something's happening on the bottom lane. Rasta has rotated. Pasha is in problems, I believe.
Jump forward. They're going to root him into place. They've got the Shackles. Should be a fairly easy kill here. The final nuke coming out.
Yeah, you might miss him with the right clicks, right? But at the same time, you have that Oracle with insane amount of damage coming from his nukes. So makes a quick work of that Panda.
No, it looks like Abed's pushing through. No one does have that double damage online.
Yeah, but he's zoned out.
Can't do too much against this though right now.
How did that lane go for him? Not too well, honestly. He tied once. He's also 10 CS behind. He's being zoned out completely out of the experience right now. Not looking too great.
Jab's just gonna go heal up that Phantom Assassin. Double damage is still online here for the Pangolier. Yes, it's level 6.
They know he's here. So they should not fall to this rotation whatsoever. They have the wards. They planted that ward earlier to scout rotations, and he should be fine.
We do see that Ramses is taking that time to himself in the jungle, just trying to, you know, catch up, get what he needs for his farm.
Yeah, the only problem that I see with that is that Shadow Demon is being given a lot of space. Perhaps Rubik would benefit from it a bit more. If it was a Yapso Rubik right now, he'd be all over that safe lane farming.
Shackles lift comes out though from Roger. Roger might be the one to fall here as he tries to run himself through the trees and juke himself away. MP though, still on his case here. They need one more hit, and again, it's gonna be jabs with the Purifying Flames.
Basically, what's happening right now in the map is Fnatic, they're abusing the fact that Panda is not 6 yet. They want to pressure him and delay that 6 for as long as possible. That's why we see so much aggression. That's why I see 3 heroes on that bottom lane. It's really good when supports know where they have to apply this pressure and at which time. Like Rasta was on top. Last hitting versus Ramses' Terrorblade, preventing him from last hit, denying the creeps. And as soon as he saw, okay, Panda is 5, let's go bottom, let's prevent him from getting that 6. Because once he gets that 6, he's gonna start rotating across the map. He's gonna start playmaking. And now he has it.
You see this rotation towards the top lane. They do have a ward though, spotting out the Shadow Shaman. So Solo playing pretty safe. He's just gonna back himself a little bit further into these trees, stay under the protection of his own tower.
He's basically just gonna try and defend it a bit longer. There is a rotation from the Shadow Shaman on top, so he has to be a bit careful, but... Oh, no.
Starts rolling on up and decides to roll on out.
Yeah, he had to do it, because he sees the Remnant. If Abed connects,
Abed's still thinking about it. He's gonna try to force him away from his own shrine.
Yeah, he has an arcane rune, so the Ember can do so much with that. Understandable that he's stuck around.
That's a little bit more time now for them because they know that the Rolling Thunder is going to be on cooldown for a bit. Pasha, though, does have his level 6 now, so it's going to be much more difficult to try to take him down. You need to make sure that you can burst him before he gets that off.
Yeah, like right now, if you are VP, you want to make moves, and if you are Fnatic, you don't really want to go on that Panda any longer. as you know that he's gonna split, and that instantly puts you in a bad position in the game. So you can see that VP, they are actually rotating bottom. They want to make plays happen. Shadow Demon is there. There's also the Rubik. They want to play around this Panda, and Ramses is coming in. Yeah, this is their gold time. This is when to take this tier 1 on the bottom lane. At least the tier 1.
You can also take the time to get these runes as well. Those are going to be coming up in about 10 seconds. But that is going to get popped, and they're just going to siege onto this tower. And it doesn't look like Fnatic wants to do anything against this, realizing that they can just take that top tower and do a trade instead.
Yeah, and the runes on the top lane, I believe. So they're fine with this. They kind of trade tier 1s at the same time. You don't really want to be fighting into the meta and split unless it's very necessary. And on mid lane...
Ooh, the disruption, the TP's coming out, but he's got a remnant.
Yeah, unfortunately for no one, he didn't get a silence off there. I think if he may be rolling Thundered, but it's difficult versus an Ember, right? He just remnants out.
Yeah, smart Ember's always going to make sure they've got a remnant and he can run away. So we'll just walk out of that jungle.
They still didn't take this bounty, which is all right.
Ice.
Please take it. All right, good job. Good job.
So my next question now is, you know that meta's on cooldown. You know that Ramses is just going to be farming up in the jungle. Do you try to make a play here? Do you try to get the jump on him?
Like
do you no longer get the jump on the Brewmaster?
Yeah, usually you would if you are Fnatic or any team that plays versus a Terrorblade. Once you see that meta is off, it's your go time. However, in this match, you have a PA with that Empower farming, and those stacks that we talked about earlier are being taken by that same PA. Oh, the split.
They use the split. They want to just jump on Ice over here. A little bit of damage. Just going to chase him down slowly but surely. They're actually going to use the Rolling Thunder too. They want to make sure that they can get this kill. They have to get the RP off though. Ice running himself away. Solo over here in for trouble as well as they go use those wards. The disruption comes out, buys them some more time, and they've got that false promise on, but they will lose Solo. It looks like Ice not going to be alive for much longer either. As DJ is over hiding in the trees. There's no Phantom Assassin though. MP has arrived. He's going to try to burst down Pasha. They get the shackles up. Will they go after no one is the next question. No one pretty deep in these woods. Shield crashes a little bit further. He's going to be able to TP out.
Yeah, a lot of big ults have been committed there. The RP, the Snakes from Shadow Shaman, at the same time, the Rolling Thunder committed by the Pango, and the split from the Panda. I kind of thought that they did it a bit too soon, the split from the Panda, but in the end, they trade the offlaners. And so, he's only level 5, so they need the Shadow Shaman to get his 6. After that, it's going to be a little bit easier to deal with these heroes of Fnatic.
The disruption was on point, but there was just too much actually going on in this top lane.
He kind of delayed his own demise.
Aware of, but RP on cooldown. And the lucky shot procs over on Ice.
The thing is that fight in the end benefited Fnatic a bit better, I think, as the PA. He was farming the jungle, farming the creeps, saw someone was about to die. All right, I'm gonna join you guys. I'm gonna get one kill for myself, and then I'm gonna continue farming. With that Empower, this PA is farming really well. You can see that she's on par with the Terrorblade. Terrorblade is one of those heroes that needs to be ahead. It's not like Gyro or Alchemist ahead, but he needs to be slightly ahead. And he's not really succeeding that at the moment, at least.
Ice going to have to skewer away. They get the steal, though, from the Rubik. They're going to use the False Promise again, throw out that Shockwave. Jabs just poking away over here on Roger. Waiting for some backup. BJ from the low ground just finished that Aether Lens. Roger going to get taken down by MP. They've got the shackles. There's going to be this light coming through. Abed going to get disrupted here, but the Purifying Flames take him out. And now no one has to run out. Look at all that damage. He's going to try to run, hide underneath his tower. Hope that he can just buy some time, but he gets burnt down by Abed.
These fights are going in the favor of Fnatic, and I mean, I understand why. These big ultis from VP, they have to use them properly. They can't be taking these skirmishes, I believe. I don't know what the plan was there, as there's a tier 1 on top. If you go on that Magnus, Oracle is gonna port, Oracle is gonna save him, unless you blow him up, but you have no burst on the side of VP. So I believe if they want to take these fights, they have to be at least as 4, and they have to take them around the objectives of Fnatic. That's how you play these Pandas, these Terrorblades. You want to use that big ulti around the big objective so that they cannot just run away. If they do, you take the tower or Rosh or something similar.
The lockdown has really been on point, though. As we watched in that last fight, you talked about having these big ultimates, although we do get a smoke coming out from VP now. So.
Most likely they're going to smoke behind the Terrorblade or towards some big objective now, as they do have the ultimates. Let's see what they try to do.
Right by that illusion. There's no one in the Radiant jungle right now, though, so... Although, Abed, it's going to be hard to pin this guy down.
I believe they're
Looks like
going to
just warding, yeah?
they're going to use that to ward up and perhaps pincer behind the tier 1 on mid. As you can see, no one is pushing in. He's posturing himself very aggressively, so they can perhaps get the DJ Shadow Shaman at least.
No, they're just going to back away. They just want a little bit of vision. Abed, though, goes for the rune. It's going to grab it.
Nah.
They will be able to grab the
they don't really have a lot of catch for this Ember, do they? Like, you have the lift from Rubik, and that's about it. After that, you have to commit either the Rolling Thunder or the Panda Split, which isn't really great.
Go for a lucky shot where he can just zip on out.
Yeah, like, this looks like such a free Ember game in the end, and you are playing an Ember versus a Terrorblade too, which is so good for you. This is looking rough right now for VP, even though they did manage to put those wards down, which is a preparation for the next objective for that tier 1 on mid. It doesn't look like they're hitting their timings properly. It looks like Fnatic is in full control of the pace of the game. As you can see, this smoke.
Yeah, they feel bold right now. They know that Terrorblade probably go with a split out. Split chasing after MP, gonna try to purge off. Now jabs, turns around, he's gonna get cycloned up. This is not looking good, she disarmed, she needs to get out, she can't. And now Roger falling on the back end though. It looks like Oracle's trying to stay alive just a little bit longer, has that false promise, they'll drop the snakes. And oh, DJ, he's already dropped the snakes, but he'll get taken down, so will the Oracle. Abed's still looking, he wants to try to get this kill onto Ramses, but he's not gonna be able to find it.
Yeah, Magnus is not even close, he's running away. And Ember is around mid lane, he backed out. That smoke, it looked promising, but perfect split by Pasha, honestly. He splits, cyclones that Oracle. Oracle, like when you're playing in a game in which you have to save a big core, you have to be hidden, you have to be hiding behind the trees, you have to be just in range to use that false promise. This time around, he was right next to their shrine. They don't, like, they're just gonna pour there, they're just gonna move on you. And that's what Panda did, that's what 9 Pasha did. He used the Cyclone on the Oracle so they can take care of PA easier.
What happened with that Fate's Edict that got placed onto the PA?
I guess he wanted to use that and then continue with the rest of his spells, right? You use it, then you heal her, then you purge and ulti. But he was just cycloned. Yeah, the Cyclone came in on time, so he couldn't really follow up with his spells.
It's gonna feel so helpless when you see, you know, you're a PA, you just want to hit anything, and your Fate's Edict, you didn't get anything to follow up to. All you can do is just watch your team fight around you and hope that you don't get taken out. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened.
Unfortunately for Fnatic, very fortunately for VP.
Very fortunate.
As they didn't even have to make any of big moves, the move came to them. As Fnatic, I believe they have a mech on Magnus, but it never came into an effect there. Mech plus Oracle, it's very hard to kill anyone when that gets popped properly. But it wasn't back there.
All right, well, top tier 2 is taken down. You still seeing Fnatic. They're posturing in that jungle. They're taking it over. They've got pretty good vision. So BP just doing some mirroring on the image.
I believe there's a Blightstone on PA, perhaps even a Desolator coming soon. With that Dazzle, they can go for Rosh. You have the Rasta wards. I believe they are going to try right now. There's a double damage too, so this is perfect for them. Oh, just a casual double damage in front of Rosh, right? Like, nothing wrong with that, Gaben.
All right, the vision does get taken down, so they know that there's Virtus.pro nearby. They need to be careful here because the Rolling Thunder in that pit. Oh, Magnus gonna get immediately banished up. Purge coming out. They try to take him down. RP comes out. They'll be able to keep Ice alive a little bit longer here. Pasha, though, is gonna be able to get the split off, and he's gonna go chasing after jabs. The Rolling Thunder coming out. They used the wards already in the pit. We're gonna lose DJ. We already lost Soul. Roger's next to be taken down, and this light comes out. They'll find a kill on jabs. MP. Oh, that's a big crit coming out over onto no one. The rest of BP trying to run out. Pasha slowly getting burnt down. Abed, he wants this, turns his attention to MP. Will try to go out, but one more hit, and that's a triple kill coming out for MP.
That's a triple kill for MP right there. Like, I honestly believe VP might be able to take that fight just because they...
Solo?
You are solo, my friend.
There's the shockwave and the slight from Abed.
Oh. Yeah, this PA right now is fearless, so if you port in like that, you're definitely gonna eat a dagger to your face and just get obliterated. that rush fight, VP shines around the pit. They play these team fights so well, but the problem for them was timing. They weren't there on time. They saw PA and what she had. They realized, all right, we killed her that last time. There's no way she has that. So there's no way they pick that Roshan Aegis so fast. There's no way they kill him so fast. However, he doubled damage rune. With that DD, it falls down a bit faster. They're not there on time. They lose the fight as well.
Hasn't there been like oh, DJ feeling real bold right now. Again, solo disruption buys him some more time. MP's still there though.
Hello,
and
Solo.
Just happily take that kill.
Yeah, the BKB on the PA right now. They're just gonna go high ground. Look at that. They're pressuring them on the uphill very hard. There is no split on the Panda. Ramses is here, but he actually has to be careful.
And the positioning from Jabs too, just staying as far back as possible, wanting to make sure that, you know, he can just heal up. They'll pop the Guardian Greaves, they'll drop some snakes as well.
Yeah, that's where Jabs shines, honestly. His positioning is usually flawless. We saw it in his Winter Wyvern plays, and here with the Oracle, he's very similar. The wards, they're gonna be taken out.
Hex comes out, MP. Still have no one alive, we'll pop them back, they'll take the tower, the disarm comes out on the PA, Abed just gonna back off. They'll heal at PA, just throw out a dagger.
I think if you're Fnatic, you move back, you take these two bounties on top, perhaps you take down the shrine of theirs. Now, it's the game of resources. Every single time you take this tier 3 down, it opens up the map so much for you, as you can take the shrines. After you take down those shrines, you can ward around their map and just keep them choked in, keep them just hiding on their high ground. Don't let them out. If they are not out, they're not farming, you are basically taking care of the whole map. And eventually, you're just going to be too strong for them to deal with.
It feels very disciplined coming out from Fnatic right now, right? Because they took the Roche, they took the tower, they're backing now. They're kind of living over in that jungle, but they've smoked up too because they realize that there's going to be some mirroring coming out from the side of VP. In fact, Ramses over here needs to be careful. He is on the high ground though. But instead, they'll be happy and settle for Roger. There's the Hex coming out, followed with the Shackles, and MP just crits them.
Yeah, this was a fast movement by Fnatic. They fell back from the top lane, but instantly they smoke in and go towards the bottom. So VP is thinking, all right, maybe they're still sticking around our jungle, farming it instead of going away. But Fnatic just make these movements so swiftly that you can't really react to them.
I mean, you have to give Ramses credit right now. He's still top of the net worth. He's still finding places, avoiding, getting ganked by Fnatic. But it's just the rest of his team feels like they just can't keep up right now because they're so pinned to their area. They're afraid to go out. Every time that, and we saw Roger, he walked out just a little bit. He got obliterated. Solo, every time he seems to show up, there's always the PA there who just blows him up.
He's doing really well. Don't get me wrong. This TB is doing fine. But you see who's actually selected right now is this Ember Spirit, Abed. He's itemizing so well with the Maelstrom, with the Shivas. He's going to be destroying those illusions of Ramses in a matter of split seconds. So I'm not certain if this net worth of Ramses is going to come to any effect for VP. I'm just not certain how much he's going to be able to do in these upcoming team fights.
Now, is it better for them to, okay, Pasha, being bold over here. Just going to force the Remnant out.
And the Shivas is completed now.
Is it better for VP to take this fight on their high ground, just wait patiently, or should they try to smoke up and make something happen? Of course, they have the Aegis. They don't want to fight into that, but...
Yeah.
DJ! DJ uses the Serpent Wards, gonna hold them in place. MP just happens to be in the neighborhood, and Pasha's just out of here.
This is the problem with the tier 1s. You can see that VP, they have this metamorphosis, they have the Panda ult, but they've been completely outplayed after the laning stage, that they haven't been able to set their own pace of the game. They haven't been able to take these tier 1s. If you aren't taking these tier 1s, you can die almost anywhere on the map. That PA, she didn't just wander in there. She ported to the tier 1, and it was so easy to connect to DJ's gank. So they definitely made the game a little bit harder for themselves than it was actually necessary, I believe.
To get the Desolator pickup on the PA now, so they just lost that Aegis. Is it time for them to basically, sit back, they're in control, wait for another Aegis, or does that give Ramses too much time to start to try to catch up? the rest of the team, obviously, on VP.
I think they just continue playing the same game that they have done so far. You get these pick-offs, you try to find them around the map as you have Ward at their side of the map. Obviously, you see Ramses right here, right now, that he's farming, and perhaps you can get a pick-off on him. Ice, he's lurking. There we go.
Oh, the Hex. No one actually going to use that Rolling Thunder. DJ needs to back himself off. Abed is nearby, though, and he manages to go and get that off. Oh, and there's going to be the heal coming out, though, keeping DJ alive a little bit longer. The Remnant, MP joins in the fight, and all of a sudden, there's just no one is gone. And now the Terrorblade is going to get held into place. They've got the BKB over here. He's not going to be able to get the Thunder, and they'll find another kill on Roger. Pasha, oh, the GG just gets called. Fnatic taking game number 1.
Man, they came strong back from that series last night. They're just saying, listen, that's us when it's 2 a.m. This is us in a normal timing, in a normal setting. We're gonna beat the best of the teams, and they beat VP right there. Like the way they executed was just flawless. They had a little bit of luck with some double damage runes and whatnot around the pit, but they shut down VP really well, and the way they played around their strengths was just amazing for me.
It looked like VP had just this really, really strong team fight, but in the end, like you said, Fnatic just very, very disciplined the entire time. They got a couple, lucky double damage rooms like we talked